What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue Culé. I know we have been currently stacked up with all the Messi news, Messi leaving Barcelona, Messi staying at Barcelona. Yes, we have a lot of content regarding that in our channel. But for today, we are going back to the Real Madrid news. There's lots been happening around Real Madrid over the past couple weeks as we gear up for La Liga to start. And just when we thought the whole Eden Hazard deal / saga couldn't get any worse because of his whole injury problems and whatnot, wait till you hear the reports that are saying on how much Real Madrid is actually going to end up paying for his transfer from Chelsea. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and dive straight into it. The first set of news that we're going to be going over today is Mariano. So there have been reports that Benfica has made an offer for Mariano and Madrid has accepted it. However, Mariano has gone and said that he does not want to go to Benfica. So he has gone ahead and rejected that offer. And I don't really understand his thought process behind this because he knows he's not going to be getting much playing time. Jovic, Benzema are ahead of him. He knows Zinedine Zidane doesn't really enjoy his playing style too much. And he's racked up about 600 minutes over the past 2 seasons, which is not very much. On top of that, Real Madrid is really keen on selling him because he does have a 5 million salary wage, and we definitely need to start freeing up salary of players that we're not going to be using this season because of the whole COVID pandemic. So Madrid's going to try to keep selling him, and hopefully we do end up finding a team for him. Speaking of other players that we are potentially looking to sell / loan, we have Sergio Reguilon, the left back the young left back that currently spent all of the season playing on loan at Sevilla, is now returning back to the club, and we're trying to find another potential loan or sale of him because we still have Mendy and Marcelo that we're going to be keeping for this season. There have been reports that Real Madrid has offered him to Manchester United for 30 million euros, which to me sounds like a potentially good deal. Why? Because we sold Achraf Hakimi for 40 million already, and he's one of the best outside backs out there in the world at the moment. And if we got 40 million for him, then getting 30 million for Sergio Reguilon could be a pretty good deal. However, I don't know if the smartest thing would be to sell him yet. Why? Because I don't think Marcelo is going to be staying at Madrid much longer. I think personally this would be my last season for him at Real Madrid. We have Mendy that's going to keep that starting spot, and Reguilon could be a great player to come back the following season to have that potential substitute left back position. So I don't know what we'll actually end up doing with him, but that is the news. Also, Sevilla wants to keep him, and apparently Spurs is also inquiring at getting him. So we'll see how this whole news develops. Staying with the whole topic of outside backs, we have Alvaro Odriozola that has returned from his Bayern Munich loan back to Real Madrid. He has now officially trained with the team, and I do believe he's going to be staying because Dani Ceballos does not currently have a right back substitute, and Real Madrid is definitely going to need a substitute because we cannot go a whole season with only one right back, especially Carvajal, who is often prone to injuries. And so from Odriozola that's staying at Real Madrid, we're going to a player that is officially leaving, the first done deal, and that is Brahim Diaz. Yes, he has officially been loaned out to AC Milan for a whole season with no options for Milan to buy him, so that's good. Why? Because he's a great young talent. He is currently 21 years old. Ever since coming to Real Madrid from Manchester City, he has unfortunately not gotten much playing time. There's a lot of competition, up top with Vinicius, Rodrigo, Hazard. Now that we got Odegaard back, there's just really no good place to put him in. The games he has played, he's done pretty decent, but he's just not quite at that caliber yet. However, I think AC Milan is going to be a great place for him to continue developing his talents. AC Milan has gone and said that they want him to be playing that number 10 role as a center attacking mid with wingers to his sides. And obviously, AC Milan has strikers like Zlatan who could potentially teach him a lot of things. So I think that is a good loan deal for Real Madrid to do, and hopefully he can come back a future year with a lot more talent and ready to help Real Madrid. And while we're talking about AC Milan, let's quickly say that Real Madrid is considering offering Nacho to, like I said, AC Milan. No reports have been said on how much money, but I think it could potentially be a good deal. Why? Because we could potentially get 10 to 15 million euros out of him, which would be very helpful right now. Additionally, Nacho doesn't really play anymore. He was very healthy for the majority of his career, but lately, the past season and a half, he's been racking up a lot of injuries. So I think this would be a good time to let him go. He's always been a loyal soldier for Madrid. He's come up from the youth ranks from Castilla all the way to the first team, and he's obviously played great games for us. However, I think it's time for him to go, so I would not be opposed to see him go to AC Milan. And now moving on to another done deal, it is Dani Ceballos, who is officially returning to Arsenal on another season-long loan, in which I think it's once again a good deal for Real Madrid. Why? Because Ceballos was once again not going to play much at Real Madrid. There's definitely just better center mids that are currently in the club. I think he would have been a good potential super sub that we could have brought in. However, a player of his caliber needs to be getting more regular football every week, you know. And he seems to have had a pretty good spell at Arsenal, with Arteta going out there and saying that he was very pleased with his performances, especially against top teams like Chelsea, Manchester United, and Spurs. Additionally, after that FA Cup final that Arsenal won, Ceballos went ahead and told Arteta that he was looking to remain at the club. Ceballos was linked to many teams in La Liga, especially Real Betis, a team that he played for before going to Real Madrid. But this whole thing has been defined, and he's going back to Arsenal, so see you later, mate. And continuing with players going to England, we have James Rodriguez, who reports are saying that this deal could be finalized within the next couple hours, so sometime this weekend. Hopefully, the deal is finalized that James Rodriguez will be sold to Everton for 20 to 25 million euros. And guys, if we are able to seal and finalize this deal, it would be huge for Real Madrid. A huge deal. I mean, selling James for potentially 25 million euros at this current state of the market and with his current form would just be completely ideal. And then you see teams like Barcelona who are selling Rakitic for basically free. Suarez potentially going to Juventus for they haven't really set a specific price yet, but reports are saying that it's not too much, and if anything, it could be free. So if Real Madrid, this goes back to what I've been saying before, that Real Madrid just does such a good job at selling players. Earlier I said potentially selling Nacho for 10 to 15. I mean, if we sell Reguilon for 25 to 30, that would be wonderful. And now James for 20 to 25. Guys, I will take this deal any day. James is a player that's not going to play much more for Real Madrid. His career is over with us. And like I said, guys, be on the lookout for that potential confirmed transfer. That would be huge for us. And lastly, with England, Gareth Bale is supposedly being linked to Tottenham Spurs, again, his former club. Some reports are saying that Real Madrid is willing to let Gareth Bale just go for completely free to whatever team that he wants to go to. And others are saying that they're willing to pay him half of his salary wages and just to let him go. Either way, Real Madrid needs to get rid of Gareth Bale. He is not going to be playing much more minutes at Real Madrid, and his salary wages is currently way too much for us. We need to be freeing that up so we can start saving it up for potential other transfers in next summer or even this summer. So definitely, Gareth Bale, it is time to go, like I have said many times before. And lastly, we get to the final news, and the news that I alluded to at the beginning of this video, and that is how much Real Madrid actually paid for Eden Hazard. So reports are saying that Real Madrid paid 160 million euros, or is going to pay that much money to Chelsea, saying that the deal was completed in 3 installments, meaning that Real Madrid made their first payment, that last summer when they actually got him, and that this summer they're going to be paying 50 million euros, and the next summer 57 million euros to Chelsea for Eden Hazard. Now, it is not fully known whether this is actually true, but there are many reports saying this, and if it does end up being true, guys, this is actually the first completely horrible deal that Real Madrid has done in a long time, because Hazard was in his last year of his contract. And for us to go and pay 160 million euros for a player on his last year of his contract is just absolutely unbelievable, especially whenever you consider the fact that he had such a bad year because of his injuries. I surely hope this is not true, but guys, as always, I want y'all to let me know down below whether you think paying 160 million euros for Hazard is actually worth it. Let me know about Reguilon. Would you sell him now for 30 million euros? Let me know what you think about James, Bale, any of the other news that we potentially talked about. I want to hear all about it. You guys always know that we go ahead and read all the comments down below. Like I said before, there's a lot of content currently in the channel regarding Messi and our opinions regarding his potential leaving and staying and everything that's been happening. So it is actually confirmed that he will be staying at Barcelona, which is what I actually thought all along. As always, guys, if you made it this far, do us a favor and smash that like button down below. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We will see you next video, and a la Madrid.